All right. Easter is next weekend, according to when this video comes out. I have a question for everybody. What do you plan to do with your leftover eggs? I have just the idea. We're going to make a Scotch egg. It is a boiled egg, usually hard-boiled, wrapped with sausage, breaded, and deep fried. Sound good? Let's get started.
Good things are coming. Good things.
And like always, I think cooking should be fun and relaxing, so everybody grab your relaxing juice. All right, let's get started. As the name suggests, a Scotch egg has three main spots: the boiled egg, the sausage, and the breading, okay? So traditionally, you want a hard-boiled egg, but I'm gonna go for what's known as a medium-boiled egg, all right? I already have my water heating up behind me. And let's just jump over there and I will show you how to do this thing. I like to start with a boiling pot of water, all right? The problem, like in more traditional cooking videos, they tell you to start with cold water and then slowly, gradually heat up the water. The problem is, depending on your container, if it's glass or metal or stone, it'll take a different amount of time to heat up the water, all right? Good thing is, we can heat up the water to right around boiling, kill the heat for just a second, wait for the water's turbulence to go down. See, it's not taking very long. Let's see here. Oh, You see that surface, what do you call it? The agitation from the surface is starting to dissipate, all right? And as soon as this goes down, we're gonna drop our eggs in there. You don't want to drop your eggs in while the surface tension is so crazy, because it can crack your eggs. And then you're gonna have basically egg drop soup, which is a delicious dish, but it's a different dish. All right, and once this water surface starts to calm down a little bit, we're gonna drop our eggs in there. Yeah, that should work out fine. Just be very careful when you drop this in. There we go. And we're gonna do the same thing with all four of my eggs here. All right, now we're gonna turn our heat back on. It can go onto a low, it's fine. Your water's already just about boiling anyway. So 325 Fahrenheit, all right? It might have dropped down a little bit lower for us dropping our eggs in, but as soon as that heat's back on, you can already see that water starting to boil again. And as soon as that happens, we're gonna hit our timer, 6 minutes and 30 seconds or so, okay? For a proper medium boiled egg, you need about 7 minutes or so. I like to pull mine out a little bit early, just in case, I don't want to overshoot my target, all right? And while that's happening, get yourself a bowl of ice water, all right? And if you don't have ice water, if you don't have ice prepared, just get as cold of water as you can, all right? I will see everybody in roughly 5 minutes. All right, and we're back at the counter. Now, I didn't have ice water on hand, but for those of you who don't have it ready to go, I just filled up a bowl with some cold tap water and I'm running it through until the eggs stop their cooking action, okay? Doesn't take very long, so it's not the end of the world. It's just ice water is a little bit more handy. We're stopping the cooking action while these things are in their shell. These still seem a little bit warm. I'm gonna let these rest for a couple minutes inside the fridge just to make sure they get nice and cold. And just in case you're wondering, you can absolutely do the boiled eggs ahead of time, put them in the fridge, let them warm up to room temperature a little bit when you take them out, and then wrap them. You'll be fine. Alright, while the eggs are cooling off in the fridge, I think it's a good time to work on the second part of the Scotch egg, which is the sausage. You can use whichever ground sausage you like. If you like pork chorizo, use pork chorizo. If you want your own breakfast sausage, go ahead. If you want Louisiana sweet sausage, go ahead. I had a bad experience with that one, so I'm not gonna go down that again. Anywho, I'm gonna make my own. So, there we go. Let's see here. I'm gonna put the end point in the somewhere here. So if you want to skip me making my breakfast sausage, go to the thyme signature that I put on the screen right about now. For everybody else, here we go. So I'm going to start with my favorites. Bit of salt. Bit of black pepper. Don't be afraid to season this liberally. I'm gonna go with some onion powder. Garlic powder. All right, now we're gonna have a little bit of paprika. Just a little bit. All right, and I want this sausage to be a little bit more on the herby side, so I'm gonna throw in some parsley. I'm gonna throw in some sage. To me, this is what makes breakfast sausage taste like breakfast. Okay, I'm gonna throw in a little bit of thyme as well. I love thyme in just about everything. All right, and I'm gonna flip it and do the same thing. And now we're going to mix this up, all right? Again, much like the salmon cake video from last week, once you get to this point, if you have kids that want to help you out, like 8, 9 years old, bring them in here, get their little hands, make sure they're nice and clean, of course, or gloves if you would rather gloves on them, and then just let them get in there and mix up their hands. This is the fun part. That's looking just about perfect. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I think it's time that we test out our sausage mixture. Now, how do you suppose we're gonna test this? Think we're just gonna grab a glob and chow down? No, that is how you get food poisoning. Don't do that. We're gonna do the same thing we did last week with the salmon cakes. I'm gonna take a glob of this, fry it up in my olive oil for a couple minutes on each side, taste it, and then we'll know that our flavors are correct. Let me please wash my hands first. All right, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. I'm just gonna cook this through real quick. All right, we have our little sausage.
Then he tastes it. He tastes it and tastes it, then tastes it some more.
Let's see what the manager thinks. I like it. What do you think, kiddo? Manager, thumbs up. All right, so we're gonna throw our sausage in the fridge. I'm gonna put some plastic over it. All right, and this is gonna go in the fridge while I'm peeling the eggs. The colder the meat it, 1 second. The colder the meat is, the easier it's going to be to handle.
That's what she said.
Anywho, let's put that in the fridge. Now please excuse me while I clean all this. All right, we're gonna use some movie magic. Here we go, and okay, so now it's time to peel our eggs. They've been resting in the fridge for a little bit. Clearly, they've set up a little bit, so let's try to peel these. Now some of, oh.
That's a rookie move, and you hate to see it.
Dad's a little too strong. I'll just save that egg for a thing of ramen later. Okay, so down to 3. All right. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can do this with a baby attached to me. There we go. There we go. Hi. All right, I'm gonna speed through this peeling process because it's gonna take me a little while. All right, so I got some good news and some bad news. Good news is 2 of these are in perfectly good shape. You know, a little bit of egg white taken out, but one of them got a little bit cracked open. Okay, that's the bad news. The good news is, I guess the other good news is, because we're wrapping this all with sausage, no one's gonna be able to tell. So if this is your first time doing a boiled egg, I recommend doing it with a Scotch egg so you can cover it with as much breading as you want, much sausage as you want. All right, anyway, let's move on. All right, now it's time to wrap our eggs. Be very careful. Set your eggs, especially the ones that had an accident or 2, off to the side. Gonna take some plastic wrap, set it down right there. And now we're going to take a good sized glob of your sausage. Press it right down there in the middle of all the plastic. And we're just going to use the plastic to spread the sausage out. Like so. Alrighty. And now we're going to take our egg, put it right there in the middle of the sausage. And now we are going to wrap this egg with the sausage, all right? Make sure you have some wet fingertips. Here we go. And kind of make a little pouch like so. There we go. I'll form this into a kind of a cup. There we go. And we're going to start working this sausage over top the egg. Slowly but surely it'll get there, all right? And if you have wet hands, cold wet hands, it'll help you work the ground meat. There we go. It's working its way there. Okay. And once you're to the spot where it's getting closed up. I have a feeling my manager is going to turn into a camera lady. There we go. We're going to smooth it over, and there we go. And I'll be right back. All right, and now we're just going to wrap this guy up in plastic. Just like that. Give it a nice twist. Don't twist it too hard, of course. And we're going to set this guy off to the side until everything is done, all right? I'm going to skip through all this stuff so you don't have to sit and watch me do it the whole time. So I'll see you guys in a second. Go ahead and grab your relaxation juice. And I'll see you then. All right, welcome to the third section of the cooking video. We're gonna do some breading, all right? You need flour, egg, and breadcrumbs, all right? It can be panko, it can be your generic, whatever. Breadcrumbs, that's gonna be the outer shell for everything, all right? But first we need to beat this egg like it owes us money. Here we go. Excuse me. All right. The manager was finding a better camera angle. All right. Now we're gonna try to use the wet hand, dry hand method. I'm not very good at it, but basically one hand controls where this egg is gonna go. This is the wet hand. One hand is gonna do the flour and the breadcrumbs on top. That's the dry hand, all right? So, here we go. Just want a thin layer of flour. There we go, for the first thing. Then we're gonna go in our egg. There we are. All right. Gonna drip off all the excess egg. And now we're gonna do the breadcrumbs. There we go. Oop. That is definitely. All right. Okay. And there we have it, Scotch egg. All right, I'm gonna zip through the other two of these. Quick as I can, I'm gonna try real hard to keep this hand clean. We have our Scotch eggs ready to go. All right, you have two directions you can go. You can deep fry them in oil. Get your oil up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Drop them in, let them fry up for about 5-6 minutes or so until they're nice and crispy. All right, I'm gonna do the air fryer. I like to, it's a little bit less greasy. All right, So I'm gonna pop this in the air fryer at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about, I'd say, 18 to 20 minutes or so, all right? The internal temperature of the sausage should be about 140 degrees Fahrenheit, okay? If you have an instant reach thermometer, that's what you're wanting, all right? All right, and I will see everybody in about 20 minutes. Grab your relaxation juice. Or if you're like me, clean up this mess before Mom gets home. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our Scotch egg. All right, let's see how it looks. Ooh, yay. It's nice and kind of runny, all right? All right, if you want hard-boiled eggs, you totally can do that. That's a little more traditional, and it's easier to cut more pieces out if it's a hard-boiled egg. Soft-boiled or medium-boiled will run around, will have a bit too runny of a yolk. But anywho, let's give her a taster. And now let's get one with our sauce.
This is tasty.
That is so good. Sounds like the manager wants some. Here you go. That is 2 thumbs up, manager approved. Please give that one a try, all right? You can use any kind of pork you like. I've even seen it done with beef if you want, like a ground beef. You can deep fry it, you can air fry it. This is traditionally like a picnic thing in England. So please, by all means, make it. It's super yummy. Serve that along with my, all right. She wants round 2. Please let me know in the comments below, what kind of things do you do with your leftover Easter eggs? Do you like to make a egg salad or like a deviled egg? Please send me some recipes you'd like me to make. Please follow me on the social medias, X and Instagram. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers so I can monetize this channel. Yeah, this is a winner chicken dinner. If you want to buy some merch, please go to my merch store. This is so good. Like if you mix my dipping sauce here, I'll put a link to the video with the dipping sauce. It's basically mayo, ketchup, mustard, and pickle. But put that on the egg with the sausage. The umami on this is just out of this world. All right. That's all I've got for today. Bye-bye, everybody. I'm not going to do a hard-boiled egg. I'm going to do what's known as a medium-boiled egg, all right?